to Manifest on Purpose. My name is Kimberly Williams. I am a mindset consultant specializing in manifestation. I help you align your mindset with the things that you desire in your life to help you manifest in your life. So what are you waiting for? Come on, let's go. Let's manifest on purpose. Hello. Happy Friday to you. I hope your week was wonderful, but then again, I know it was. My name is Kimberly Williams. I am the host here on the Manifest on Purpose show. Welcome to episode 48, talking all about anxiety today. I hope that all of you are doing well. I want to say thank you to all of you who stopped by to listen. If this is your very first time, I want to say welcome. Continue to come, share me with your friends. If you've been riding for a long time with the episodes and you've been hanging in here, I want to say thank you and hello to you too. All of you mean so much to me, and you mean so much to the Manifest on Purpose community. I want to again thank Ramzan for this topic of inspiration. This is so important because a lot of people go through this, and some people just find a hard time to talk about it. This is a topic that many people hold back. They keep it in and keep it a secret because they don't want anybody to know that they're going through it. It's all about anxiety. Not everybody is willing to admit it because it is fear-based. As you may know, now, I've been talking about my August surprise. It just seems to flow with this topic. The last year of my life, I spent time dealing with anxiety on a whole different level. I come from the school of thought where I can show you better than I can tell you. So I decided that I wanted to share the experience in a way that it can help others. I want to share with you so that if you're going through the same thing, you'll know exactly what I did to get alleviated in my life. In the best time it could possibly happen, I was gifted a private vacation for my birthday this year. Can you say manifestation report? I decided to use it as a time for recreation and recalibration while celebrating a new chapter in my life. I look at it in a few different ways. I see it as a new level. I see it as a new dimension, and it feels like it's time for newness. And I want you to be there to experience that. I want you to be able to see what that recreation process is like. Because just like school, you can get all the information, but it's always helpful to be able to have hands-on. So when you can see someone else going through these things and you can be there to witness it, then you know it's possible for you to get through it if that person got through it. And I want to show you exactly how I done it. I don't mean you're going to be physically there with me. No, I'm not going to take a bag big enough to pack you in there, but I will be documenting and recording all that goes down on this vacation. And this is going to be in a secluded place. This is going to be a time where it's going to be complete downtime for 3 days for me. Limited interaction. It's going to be no television, no social media other than me showing you what's happening. It's going to be a time where I really sit down with myself and enjoy my own company. The exciting part is that you get to watch the journey unfold, and I'm not going to hold anything back. I'm going to tell you what worked for me. I'm going to tell you what didn't work for me. More still, I have decided to start a 21-day journey to get the ball rolling in the direction of growth. I have been keeping an audio journal to show you what change can look like, and perhaps you can use my transparency to help you in some area in your life. I will release my journal every Wednesday for you. So every Wednesday at 9 a.m. you can come here to Manifest on Purpose, and you can hear my journal entries to see how things are going for me. These journals will be raw, straight up, straight to the point, and you will see what the journey is really like. When I say raw, I mean raw, because I'm waking up early in the morning, earlier than I usually get up. I'm recording my audio journal with my bedtime voice. So it's going to be really, really raw. It's not going to be like planned out and everything. I'm just giving it to you as it happens, giving you the thoughts as it happens. It sounds pretty easy to just say shift your mindset, but it takes real work. I want to show you that. But I also want to show you that it can be done so that you don't give up. I'm inviting you to symbolically take this journey to healing with me. I will disclose the story that led to this beautiful moment in my life. With all of that being said, I want you to know that I know what anxiety is. It's not uncommon. You may be feeling anxious in this very moment. Anxiety is how your body responds to stress. There's not a whole lot known about anxiety. Most people experience mild anxiety, but then there are some that experience extreme cases of anxiety. If you notice that anxiety affects your quality of life, it is an extreme case and you probably should seek help. Those symptoms are depression, substance abuse problems, focusing, withdrawal from others, and suicide. And this is only a few of those symptoms. If you are experiencing any of these, get help. When you are anxious about something, you are in fear or in deep focus of or worried about a future event. In essence, you're worried about something that has not even happened yet. You're worried about something that may not even happen yet, because nothing happens outside of this present moment that we're in now. When you experience anxiety, I'm sure your subconscious programs are at play here, following the programs of past traumatic or scary events. Anxiety for prolonged periods can cause or lead to other disorders or illnesses over time. That's why I say if you notice things starting to get too rough for you, you need to seek help. Because if you continue to be anxious for a prolonged period of time, you can lead to other illnesses or disorders. Because it's the way you are responding to stress, you should know that it is an effect of the autonomic nervous system, mainly your fight or flight response. Fight or flight is not supposed to be activated for long periods of time. If anxiety goes too far, it can lead to disorders such as agoraphobia, which makes you fear being in certain places or situations that may cause you to panic, makes you feel trapped, helpless, or embarrassed. It could lead to anxiety disorder, which is persistent and excessive anxiety, worry, and fear. It can lead to social anxiety, phobias, and mutism. And what mutism is usually found in children where they hold back their urge to talk, which is the failure to speak. And substance abuse, only to name a few things that increased anxiety can cause on your life if you're not making sure that you get the proper help or caring for yourself. If you just happen to notice anxiety popping up in your life, start working with it early. The best cure is in the prevention. Maintain a healthy lifestyle, exercise, watch what you eat, stay active, do things that you love to do. Those people that are around you that support you, keep them as a system of support. It is my personal opinion that everybody should have at least one hobby that you can get lost in. Mine is music and books. Feeding your mind with positive activities can counteract the negativity. You also want to pass up on any mind altering substance. Your consumption in these substances is just like giving that substance permission to take control of your mind temporarily. We are all on our very own journey here, and you can do as you please. But remember, moderation goes a long way. Today, I'm going to give you a few ways to relieve anxiety that has worked for me. One thing that has helped has been my very unique sense of humor. I laughed at almost everything. When my father transitioned last August, I took on a role. I became the one to make everyone else laugh while they were hurting. I even remember being like that in childhood. It was so funny sometimes because I would go over to a friend's house, and if they would get a spanking, or we used to call it whooped, if they would get a whooping or if they were to get a spanking, I didn't know whether to laugh or cry sometimes. I would laugh instead of crying a lot. I thought it was weird. According to a lot of people, the joke was on me because laughter is the best medicine. Listen to the benefits of laughter. It benefits the immune system. It helps subdue anger. It protects your heart. It relaxes you. And most importantly, it triggers the release of endorphins, which are the chemicals that make you feel good in your brain. This counteracts the negative chemicals that are there, being released upon those negative thoughts or those negative programs that are there. Don't underestimate the power of laughter. If you can't laugh, start by forcing a smile. When you do that, you attract other things in your life that will make you smile. Another thing that I learned about anxiety is find out your anxiety triggers. This is about becoming aware of what you're experiencing when you are anxious. What's happening when you feel that anxiety feeling? Who is around you? Where are you? What's happening? You are a library of infinite wisdom. Study thyself. Know thyself. A trigger could be a place or location. It could be certain people or groups. It can be substances. I have to stay away from caffeine. It took me a long time to notice the effects of it. Let me tell you a little about caffeine because I feel you need to know this today. This is something that has come up to me in maybe the last couple of episodes, so I know someone needs to hear about caffeine. Caffeine is a central nervous system stimulant. When you think about stimulant, we think about speeding things up. Now, what do we talk about anxiety? It's about the future. Really, when you're anxious about something, it's just like you're speeding it up to get here. So this is a central nervous system stimulant. Amongst many other things, it affects the autonomic control of your heart rate. Too much stimulation can put you in that fight or flight response mode. Some effects are increased heart rate and high blood pressure. Everything in your body is intended to protect you. When the chemicals are released that push you in the fight or flight mode, it makes you feel like, and it signals to your body that you are in danger. This is when your organs jump in to help. Hence, your blood pressure and heart rate increases. Prolonged periods of this can lead to these organs being overworked. And you know what happens when we overwork these organs. As I said before, moderation is the key. There are some benefits to caffeine, but overindulgence can cause problems. 400 milligrams is the suggested amount of caffeine per day. Once you find out your triggers, you need to analyze them. Begin to challenge those thoughts or feel with other thoughts. I love that what if exercise. See, most of the time you are anxious, you are worried about what could happen. You usually think about the worst case scenario, am I right? You can shake this up simply by using your imagination and asking, what if? For example, you may be anxious about starting that job, but you are worried that won't make you feel that you are a part of the team. Instead of focusing on that annoying thought, nobody will like you, use your imagination to create a what if statement. Like, what if everybody loves me? And you can choose to use that visualization as a replacement to what scares you. I also limit my time on the web and in front of the television. Almost forgot about the cell phone. Now that's growth right there. The phone was almost forgotten. On this 21-day journey, I have been building the habit of limiting my use of these things. I should say dependence on them. Many are dependent on some or all of these things. These things too should only be used in moderation. There are some great programs on television, don't get me wrong, but most of them are created in a way that cultivates fear. That is also so for the internet and even your phone. The very thing that keeps you attached to your phone is because you are anticipating, what if I don't have it or need it? Don't forget, phones haven't always existed the way we know them today. A few nights ago, I walked in on a documentary my husband was watching. Let me remind you, I'm moving further away from these things, so I hadn't gotten to the television in days. About halfway through, I noticed that this program had taken my attention. I noticed that my mood had shifted. I began to play detective on myself and found that the documentary was draining my energy. Even though it wasn't like the worst case documentary that I could have saw, but there were still things there that played on my emotions. That's what it was created for. It was hard to just put on my headphones and listen to my book. I wanted to know what was going to happen next. My husband is a channel surfer. When he changed the channel, I got back into my book, but those emotions were still there. This experience confirmed something with me. You do not just mirror the people that you have physical contact with, you mirror those characters too. It is also an energy exchange. I don't use my phone for the first few hours of each day for any reason. I even have certain times that I choose to use my phone and I choose to just let it go. Sometimes I would wake up to a phone call while I was sleeping. Now I no longer do that. That's something you may need to consider too, is just to let the phone have its time while you're having your time. So yes, I usually don't even check my phone for time when I wake up in the morning, because you know those notifications be calling you. This journey I'm going on is to be no television, very little contact with the outside world, no news. Could you handle that? Pay attention to the media you consume. If it's not helping you grow, it's got to go, because it is a big contributor to anxiety and may activate a few triggers. I also focus on what I know to be true in the world. There's only one thing that can truly stop you, but there are a whole lot of things that can hold you back. What I'm saying is, do not allow yourself to get consumed with the one inevitable truth for all of us. This one thing scares people the most. And no, I'm not going to say it on this show. but you know what I'm talking about. Switch your perception. If that one thing is the worst thing that can happen to you, that means there's nothing else that you can't get through. You can get through everything else because that's the only thing you can't change about you. No matter what you do, that's going to happen. I began to look at the world around me as a huge experience. Everything that seems scary is not as dangerous to you as your subconscious may make it seem. I can remember the roller coasters at the amusement parks. They would seem so scary, but once you ride it one time, you had the hang of it. You weren't afraid anymore. And that's the way the things are that we deal with sometimes. You may think that that thing is the hardest thing in the world, but all it takes is for you to push through it. When I first started public speaking, I was anxious. But when I stepped on the stage and saw people cheering me on, I thought, let's shift this fear into excitement. Use positive affirmation statements to interrupt any of your negative thoughts. Find something that can shift your attention. Of course, all roads lead back to present living. This is the very reason why we've uncovered that anxiety is caused from the fear of what's going to happen. If you are truly present in this moment, there are no thoughts for tomorrow. People think they are worried about something that could exist tomorrow when the worry is actually creating tomorrow. Put all of your focus on what is happening right now. I also like to use visualization. When I recognize triggers, I visualize myself responding to those triggers as I want to respond during that time. With the public speaking experience, I visualize myself successfully speaking in front of groups. It's visual rehearsal. Look, visualization is deep, and we're going to get into it one day. Rehearse the best case scenario for your triggers. I spoke about focusing on your breath last episode. All the things in that episode, by the way, works here too, because mind chatter can result from anxiety. I'm going to finalize this with one final solution. Well, this is something that helped me. I'm not really offering it to you as a recommendation, but the other thing that I've experienced during that time that helped me get through it, because it provided temporary improvement, is the stress-free gummies you can find over the counter at Walmart. I also tried the CBD gummies. Those things were used during extreme times and extreme cases, and they worked temporarily. They worked just long enough for me to add in some positive affirmations and to get my mind thinking and align with where I'm trying to go and what I'm trying to do. It relieves anxiety just long enough for you to add in some positivity in your life. It helped me relax. It's not for everyone though. You have to be responsible. You have to know what you're taking. You have to research. There are a lot of herbal supplements that can be used for this very purpose. You have to know if it's for you, and you can't get attached to it. Consistent work in the mindset area took away the need for these things in my life. My current journey is to release, recalibrate, and to recreate. If you are or in the past have experienced shifts in your life that led to anxiety, it may be time to take that shift for you. Release the things that are causing you the most anxiety. Recalibrate, which is change that program or change those programs, and create the person you desire to be. This journey that I'm on is all about that and you will be able to follow and even be a part of this journey. Make sure you're subscribed on manifestonpurpose.net. Share the journey with someone else and follow me on IG and TikTok at Manifest on Purpose. Leave your questions and comment. One last thing, I had this idea popped in my head. I love to give. I want to create a meetup, so that an interactive meetup, let me say it like that. If you are interested, and that's for this Manifest on Purpose community, if you're interested in a free Zoom meetup each month, let me know, because I want to be able to help people on a one-on-one level to get through things, and I want to get to know all of you. I would like to interact with you more. Email me at manifestonpurpose@gmail.com or contact me through the website and social media. This is something that I really want to do, and I think it would be really fun for all of you. I haven't decided whether it be group coaching, or I haven't decided how I'm going to format that. I do know that I want you to be a part of it, and I want you to let me know if you're interested in being a part of it. I want to do this once a month. My goal is to help others, and to me, that's priceless. I love you to life. Manifest on purpose.